You want to know where discipline comes from? It comes from telling yourself the truth about where you are, about what is going on in your life. You can lie to yourself and say that you're winning, and then you don't need discipline. But if you tell yourself the truth, that you know you could be better, you know you could do more, you won't have to find discipline. Discipline will find you.
Your feelings are legitimately irrelevant. It's about how you execute. And that's why discipline is so important. If you can cultivate yourself into someone who will execute regardless of the doubt feelings, regardless of the frustration, regardless of the pain, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of how you feel, you're going to win. It is impossible to lose. It is impossible. Is it fun all the time? No. Does it make you feel good all the time? No. But the end result sure feels fucking good. It feels good when I wake up every day and I look around at what I built and said, I could have quit all those times, but I didn't.
When you say self-discipline, what exactly do you mean by that?
The rule number one is to get vitamin N.
Vitamin N.
Yes, that's the rule number one. You need to inject yourself with vitamin N.
N is for?
N is to learn to say no. That's a vitamin.
Yeah.
That's how to get self-discipline. Secondly is setting your priorities right. Thirdly is avoid complaining. Those are the three factors which can lead you to self-discipline. That's why I always tell people, the indisciplined ones are not free. They're in prison. The disciplined ones are free in life.
I'll do it or die. See, that's powerful. That could be the day that turns your life around. The world has a strange way of stepping aside when somebody says, I'll do it or die. The man says, I will climb the mountain. They've told me it's too high, it's too far, it's too rocky, it's too difficult, it's never been done before, but it's my mountain, I will climb it. Pretty soon you'll see me, waving from the top, or dead on the side, because I ain't coming back.
The best way to contend with problems, with issues, with adversity is action, is by taking action. The more you sit and the more you wait and the more time you spend with that adversity, with the upper hand inside your head, the worse it's going to get.
Consistency doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. You have a productivity hack, an easy productivity hack. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
We're waiting to find purpose, we're waiting to find why. We're waiting to find all this shit before we start. The thing about it is this, start now. So when you find your fucking purpose, you find your why, you can get after it. Stay hard. When you say, fuck you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, fuck, he's not leaving. So we gotta expand. We gotta grow. We gotta figure this fucking thing out. Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Once you put away your phones and your computers and all that shit we have nowadays, that's great. Your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death, real life shit. You can't Google that shit, man. But there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kind of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain, and your brain controls you, you're fucked. You got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. You got to control it. If not, it's over.
He's on a mental journey that very few people have ever been on.
Everything comes from the imagination. So the power of the mind, people don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning. But I know one thing is I can make things happen.
You got to just put your mind to it, man. And when you are in that mode where you're grinding and coming up, you got to just be like straight on that. Like no partying, no going out, no distractions, lock in.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak.
You can do what you put your mind to, and if you continue to put your mind to it, the game opens up new levels.
Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. He has to be doing this, or he has to be doing that. There has to be some trick. There has to be some potion. This is bullshit. No, it's because you cannot allow your mind to open up for the possibility of it can be done.
Shit's hard. You're gonna have days where you don't want to do anything. You're gonna have days where getting out of bed is the hardest motherfucking thing you ever did in your life. You gotta get the fuck up and you gotta get in the fucking fight.
The secret to success, I would say, passion and consistency. You have to love what you do. You have to get up every day and grind. I was doing this when I was broke, and I'm doing this now when I'm not broke.
Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, you know, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then you can get to where you want to go.
How many people on this planet are willing to wake up every single day and put themselves through consistent and constant adversity without immediate results?
You have to wake up and do your fucking job. Even if you have to crawl through it, you've got to get up and do it. Because the minute you lay down, that shit's got you forever, bro, and you can't get out of it.
Man, I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did. Obviously, you're not looking at the truth in front of you. The truth in front of you is it sucks. It's painful. It's fucking mind-numbing. And that's why a lot of people don't like listening to me. Because this is what it takes. Creating another voice and sometimes going at it alone. All the time going at it alone. Because no one's going to believe in you. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive. Where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. So as times get hard for me, the truth comes out. And my truth is powerful as fuck. It's real. It's tangible. I feel it. It comes out of my brain as I speak about it. I'm reliving every single dark moment of my life to be here. So that is what people don't get. That is what motivates David Goggins, is the unseen work. But everybody needs that pat on the back. They need that training partner. They need that accountability coach. I don't need that shit. And neither do they. But it's what we've trained ourselves to believe that we need.
Discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you can completely immerse into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived. You have arrived. That's it.
Always expect the best. And here's a little exercise which I learned from one of my graduates. He found that by starting off every day with this simple little exercise and saying to himself, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. That this little exercise changed his whole attitude. That he went through the whole day with the attitude of somebody with a confident self-expectancy. That everything that happened during the course of the day, he thought, maybe this is something wonderful that's going to happen to me. And you know that if you will do this, if you will say before you go to sleep, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow, you'll just be surprised that your parking spaces will open up and friends will call and you'll get checks in the mail. Just your life will be a series of really positive, happy experiences.
Guess what? It's going to be the hardest thing you ever did. Along the way, you're going to lose all your fucking friends. You're going to struggle. You're going to make mistakes. There's going to be multiple fucking days where you don't think that you're going to make it. And those days sometimes last for months. Nobody's going to relate to you. No one's going to understand why you're doing it. Everybody's going to question it. They might laugh at you now. Everybody laughed at me back in the day. Fucking everybody. Guess who's laughing now? Not them, motherfucker. Me.
Doubt is such a strange thing. There'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. So wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. It is. You just put one foot in front of the other You control what you can't control. And then you see what the outcome is. Right? If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks. But you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway. So it's really pointless to sit here and debate or have doubt or this, that, and the other. You train as hard as you can. And you step out there and you let it flow.
I don't know if any of what we do matters in the end. What I do know that matters is the people we hitch ourselves to and the indelible mark they leave upon our very being. I was reading a passage recently where a character was asking, which is more important, the journey or the destination? And the other replied, it's the company. And I couldn't agree more.
I told God every day, if you let me make it, when I get there, I'm going to tell everybody it was you.
Who cares how you feel?
Who cares? You're tired or not? Nobody cares about it.
All the people out here in the world don't care, but you're going to sit there and you're going to carry the only person in the world who cares?
He was tired, he had personal problem, family. Nobody cares.
You're wasting time in a hyper-competitive world where people like me who perform regardless of how they feel are just going to perpetually bury you.
You want to become best, you want to become champion, and now you want to say like you're tired?
You don't have time to care about it because you have too much to do.
Without you or with you, there is always going to be champions. With your name, this is your choice.
The first book I tell anybody to read is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. That's the beginning. You've got to fix this. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is this. The second book is The Magic of Thinking Big. So The Magic of Thinking Big taught me right away, man, Steve, you got to elevate your thought process. Don't aim low. Aim high. Aim for the moon. In case you miss, you still be amongst the stars. All I did was identify this gift. I worked. I wrote all of my visions down. I read them every morning and every night. And I instilled them in my head. And every time I met somebody, they say, hey man, what you trying to do? I would tell them one of my visions. Somebody would always say to me, you know, I know a guy that's selling them things right there. You ought to talk to him. I started scratching stuff off my vision board. My vision board is so vast now. If I showed you what was on it, you wouldn't even believe it. Because I dream so big. I want so big because the God I serve is big. He's not a small God. He's a really, really big God. He does really, really big stuff. And I expect him to do really, really big stuff for me. If he'd have done it for Oprah, if he'd have done it for the Obamas, whoever got, why I can't have this here? I'm going to do better with it than all of them. To me, but why you can't have that? That's how you get what you want in life now. You don't have to believe me, but here's the deal. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting.